And we are live. The Casey Gooden shooting in Columbus, Ohio. Proud Boys run amok in DC. U.S. government attempts to break up Facebook, Vlad TV, and self snitching. Plus, the Bull City Bully, Josie Moe, is in the building. You know what it is? Sundays are for soul food, sips, and straight to tape. Let's get it started. Giving you a unapologetic conversation. Welcome to Straight to Tape. My name is Steve Perry the second, the Mr. Fantastic of podcasting's Fantastic Four. First, the comedian, professional joke slinger Tico de Gallo. What's good, Tico?
Well, people talk it. I live it all day, every day, twice on Sundays, 3 times on holidays, and on teachers' work days. I just be chilling.
Just be chilling. And that's a good thing for a teacher's workday. Interesting. And of course, the first lady of S2T, the quintessential hip hop mom, Keisha with a Y. What's good, Kate?
What's up, y'all? It's Keisha with the Y, aka Hip Hop Mom, aka Whipping It Work Mama, aka your mama's favorite mom.
Twerk something.
No. Don't want her getting thrown out for that, okay? So,
y'all wouldn't throw me out.
No.
And of course, our social media assassin. You know who he is, Mr. Number One, Rob Maximus. What's good, Rob?
What's the deal, man? What's the deal? I'm in the building. It's your boy, Number One, Rob Maximus, ruggedly handsome, geekishly intelligent, here to bring a balanced perspective, and actually a little more heavy on the handsome this time because I have started shaving.
It's December.
I'm trimming and lining up and all that, so a little bit heavier on the handsome, but still rugged.
Slather it on, boo. Slather it on.
You know it.
And what, Tigo? Say it, please say it.
She said slather.
Slather?
Yeah, I like that. She said slather.
You like that word?
I like
Why?
It's a funny
Never
word.
mind.
It's a funny word to say. Slather.
Slather.
It's like skedaddle. Like nobody skedaddles anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like when was the last time you ever skedaddled anywhere? You feel me? So it's a funny word.
People don't skedaddle no more. All they do is this.
People don't skedaddle. Interesting. Oh,
skedaddle.
And of course, our permanent guest host.
He won't go.
You can catch him on Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live and YouTube. The host of Intelligently Ratchet, Bishop Omega. What's good, Bishop?
Hello. I want to say to everyone out there, stop ageism in hip hop, and also keeping nigga babies don't work.
But I just like to draw a little bit of attention to that introduction you just received.
What's wrong with it? What's wrong with the introduction?
No, it is wonderful.
Thank you.
I forgot to tell you that, you know what I'm saying, you just crashed on everybody's couches, and that's the only reason why that you're still here.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, that introduction was like it was host of Intelligently Ratchet worthy. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes. Yes, you know what? I dig it that you guys keep inviting me back every week. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't also expecting to be part of two of the greatest podcasts of all time. It's kind of like when Kevin Nash went from WCW and then came back to WWF and vice versa. It's like the Wolfpack. You can't get rid of me. I'm always in wrestling. It's going down. I like y'all people. Let's get the show started.
You go
Yeah,
ahead,
let's get
Nate
this.
Robinson.
Oh, stop it. Let's get the show started. Remember, you can catch Straight to Tape Sundays 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Facebook Live and YouTube. Audio versions of Straight to Tape are available on your favorite podcasting platforms, and follow us on our social media platforms: IG, Twitter, Facebook. Straight to Tape. So, before we get started, of course, I always ask before we get into the topics, does anyone have anything special they want to share?
I know Tico got something.
Nobody? Well, I guess I do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, due to the simple fact that it is the holidays, it is that special holiday, the days of all days, you know, Charlie Brown special days.
Mm.
I give this to you all. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Oh,
Baby Yoda.
Oh,
It's
yo,
the
that was a
child.
dope ass reveal too, Broham.
It's the child.
Gorgo.
It is
Gorgu.
tired. What is his name? Jorge
Gorgu.
Gorgu.
Grogu.
Gorgu.
Let me say
GR. I don't know.
GR Goo.
he's Space Latino.
Basically.
What it'd be Jorge.
Exactly.
Horror.
Jorge.
Horror.
Where's
Where's Raph? Where's
Raph
Raph?
when we need him?
Yes.
Raph is
right.
our resident Latina.
Yeah.
Latinx. Gorgu.
Horror.
well, yeah,
Grogu.
but
Gorgu.
ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we got a packed show for you today. Got some interesting topics to talk about, and yes, the one and the only Josie Moe is scheduled to be in the building with us today. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the topics. I mean, look, I'll say this: this has been a rather interesting week in the world of current events. Now, I've had a lot of talk this week, about the virus. About the vaccine for the coronavirus. And that getting its approval and that hitting the ground. So that dominated a lot of the news cycle. The case that was brought by the Attorney General of the state of Texas to the Supreme Court. Okay, to help overturn the election in the favor of the current president Donald J. Trump, and the Supreme Court rejecting that has been a big talk as well. Unfortunately, what's been lost in the sauce is I feel it's been lost in the sauce. Maybe I'll get the comments from from our group here. We had, of course, another shooting. Another shooting of a young African American male by the police. So in Columbus, Ohio, 23-year-old Casey Goodson Jr. Okay, kid with no criminal background.
None.
Was shot in his in the doorway of his home.
In the back.
In the back. In fact, his keys were in the lock, and when the door was open, his body fell into the house.
Yeah. Has not gotten a lot of I'll say this, in this news cycle, it really has not gotten a lot of attention as previous shootings have. But it's at the same time, we would not be Straight to Tape if we did not bring this conversation, to the people.
So there are not a lot of details about this. That's basically it. What Perry said. He went to the dentist that morning, stopped and got at Subway and got sandwiches for him, his 5-year-old little brother, and his grandmother. Um, the police were the police that shot him, and anybody jump in and correct me if I'm wrong, but the policeman that shot him was assisting federal marshals um, in searching for someone. He was not that someone. There is a bunch of gray area regarding the confrontation itself because they did not have body cameras on. Have um, but there's a lot of the lawyer for the shooter, the murderer, I should say, came out recently yesterday and said that he flashed his gun at police. Um, and so he got out of his car and he walked to his doorway and they shot him in the back. His mother was on Don Lemon day before yesterday and said that they've had talks about this because we all know, we on this panel all know that being a black man, just going about your daily routine, it can be dangerous, unfortunately. So many of us have had similar talks with our kids. The other night, Friday night, when North Carolina, the governor, the state now shuts down at 10 o'clock from now until January 8th. And my kids and I had to talk about it. One of my sons has a car and a license and a job. And so it was 30 on Friday night when that curfew went into effect. And I'd sent it through our group chat and we had talked about it a little bit and he simply forgot. And I gave it to his ass because you don't need any reason. Like, bring your ass home. You better be here before 10 o'clock. And then the next day we talked about it. Like, you don't need any reason to be in front of cops. None. Right. So that's what his mother mirrored. She said if they had given him any kind of command, he would have obeyed. Registered, concealed carry, legally or not. Had he had a gun, had he not had his gun, I know my son, and if they had given him any command, he would have obeyed because he wants to live. He had a whole life in front of him. And the threat of black men just going about their normal lives and being murdered by police is it's real shit. It's not just if I comply anymore. It's been proven over and over again that compliance does not assure you living to see another day.
What's the officer's name?
It is an open carry
Meade.
state.
It was like, what was his name? Meade or something like that? Was that the officer's name? Was Meade or something?
Yeah.
Was that his name? Well, they said that Meade, he also like had his gun pointed at the uncle who had his daughter in his hands and told him, get your ass out of this house too before I shoot you too. And also said that one of the police officers that was on the scene had called Miss Payne a bitch, while doing so. So
the grandmother.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of stuff that they're gonna have to sift through, see what's what, man.
I think it's kind of like this. Is that the one of the points is I think that the reason why I wasn't any cam footage because it was U.S. Marshals and they don't do body cams. So that's one thing. And they really put it back to the part of back in the 80s when police were back in the 80s and 90s when there was no such thing as camera phones or anything like that, which is kind of like your word against theirs. And again, it's like this. Like, he brandished a gun. You can't use that. Like, can I say something to you, racist cops? Let me just help you. Let me help you. Listen, it sounds suspect as fuck for y'all to be killing black people for y'all killing black people in droves. I'm talking about in droves. There is no way not near black person of color, man, woman, or child is brandishing a goddamn gun to no fucking police officer.
Right. It doesn't even that shit doesn't even make sense, yo. It doesn't make sense. Right here. When
it don't make no goddamn sense, you listen. Like, hey, I would have rather you said you thought he reached for his gun or something like that, or He didn't point no goddamn gun at you.
Hey.
You
Right
didn't
now.
do that. He didn't do that.
Hey.
Do not fucking play with my intelligence. That's one thing. That's one thing about everything. If you know something about me, I do not like stupid shit. But more than anything, I don't want you to play me like I'm stupid.
Yep.
And that's what you will not do.
Ooh, you just touched on my verse. I got you at the end of the show. For
Don't
real.
fucking play
Like,
on
don't
me.
talk to me like my head's fucking screwed on backwards,
Right.
yo.
Like I'm screwed on. Like you stupid. Like yo, motherfucker. Like he ran. Whatever he said. I'm what. Make it believe. Make it make sense, sir. Because either way, when you're shooting somebody in the back, you know what I'm saying. Obviously, they're not a threat. I don't know no nigga. Well, no, I did see Tenet. I seen Tenet. So if you use the Tenet excuse where the nigga can shoot you or fight you backwards capability, if he pulled the bullet out of you that he put in you in the past, then I understand it. Make it make sense to me that how a man walking into his home
with some damn sub sandwiches
with subs, god damn it, you know what? They helped Jared lose weight. How the fuck is a sub sandwich? Now if it would have been McDonald's or some shit, make it make sense, sir. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
I fucking
yeah.
like Marthanis is right. I'm glad this new movie is coming out by Spike Lee because I want that thought to be in everybody's head. Because oh my god, you know what? I'm about to get 2 million. Let me calm the fuck down because I'm gonna say some shit on straight to tape I'm not supposed to say.
Well, I'll say this. I mean, okay, so Columbus, Ohio. I mean, this is this shooting was the fifth. Was the fifth. I'll call it the fifth major shooting of a young unarmed black male since 2016.
Interesting.
Okay. And you have to bring up patterns like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you have to, look at the pattern of policing. All right.
Yep.
In order to fix the problem or to be able to fix the problem or to have the desire alone to fix the problem.
This guy he is a Columbus PD, but he was assisting the federal marshals, correct?
Right.
Correct.
He was assistant.
So he is part of that whole Columbus culture. Like this shit's been going on in Columbus forever, right?
What I'm saying is this right here. You know what it was? He tried to be the Boy Scout. He was around. It was kind of like this. You know when you go out and you play basketball with your older brother and them for the first time? Like, you know what I'm saying? If y'all got older brothers, you know how the first time you get to play with the big kids, you try to do too much. And I think this is one of those situations when homeboy tried to do way too much. I'm in front of the U.S. Marshals. These are the big boys.
Mm-hmm.
These are big boys.
Could very well be. Yeah.
Mhm.
Could
You know
very
what I'm
well
saying?
be.
I'm with, and you excited, and I just want to show that I can.
And we've talked about our theory about who these white cops are, right?
Right.
They weren't very popular in school. They there's some kind of fundamental things that they lacked as children. This is just my estimation, you guys. I don't know these motherfuckers.
No,
But,
they're proud of themselves.
Yeah, they're proud of themselves for being, now they're in charge. Now you have to do what I say instead of on the playground. You wouldn't play with me, or if we started playing together, then you wouldn't follow the rules of my game. So now you have to fucking follow the rules of my game.
Yeah, I'll tell you, with me, I just, I know the parents, did the rounds on Wednesday or Thursday with most of Main Street media.
Mhm.
Okay. But with everything going on, I mean, I wish it would have gotten a little bit more. I know, we're still in the early stages, but I still wish it would have gotten a little bit more coverage. But you want to know what I really wish would have gotten a little more coverage?
What is that, Perry?
And watching the news today, and more is being talked about. But and I mentioned it earlier, the Supreme Court on Friday decided not to hear the case that was being brought by the Texas Attorney General to overturn the election in the
So hold on,
four
Perry. You're the
Mhm.
expert, so I'm going to walk you through lay people. So lay people think. So this is basically a bunch of states getting together to gang up on Pennsylvania, Michigan, and
Well, actually, remember it started off with one state ganging up on Pennsylvania, ganging up on Michigan, ganging up on Wisconsin, and
okay,
ganging up on Georgia.
gotcha.
Okay,
So
to try.
tell the people what has happened.
Well, the after 107 members of the Republican members of the House of Representatives signed on to this case, after 17 uh 17 attorney generals from states that were won by Trump signed on to this case. Case went to the Supreme Court. All right. And the Supreme Court decided to not even look at the case.
Fuck y'all.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. We done here is what pretty much happened. We done here. Okay. So once that, once that occurred, this was really supposed to be the end of it. However, it looks like on Saturday there was a second stop the steal protest in in DC. Okay, which was predominantly attended by the Proud Boys. Okay, and I was all over.
So-
mainstream media.
So would you say this was a rally, perhaps?
No, it was a rally. It was a rally. It was a rally that wasn't covered as much as the previous rally, but it was a rally nevertheless. But once again, Proud Boys were involved. They ran amok on Friday night. All right,
Amok.
with conference. Yeah,
Run
with
a fucking
confrontation-
motherfucking muck.
Again,
with
again.
run amok with confrontations between them and counter protesters and police. Okay, and Antifa.
Go ahead. Yeah, say
And-
it was Antifa, man. Why, we ain't protecting them motherfuckers.
No, we're not. But at the same time, I say counter protest because Antifa weren't the only ones out there in the same way that the Proud Boys weren't the only ones out there at the rally.
But
Okay.
okay, with that being said, only thing I heard was fuck Antifa. So it's the much of the conflict is between like groups like the Proud Boys
And Antifa,
against Antifa.
whoever
Right.
they are.
And yo,
How-
you know what's a chick in the project's name,
Hold on,
Antifa?
hold on.
That's like, why is no one like me?
Hold
Hold on, Bishop. Hold on.
Okay. But my whole thing is, okay, the coverage of this, the coverage of what happened last night after the rally, okay, with the confrontations between the two groups, with the 4 stabbings that occurred, with the 23 people that were arrested, with the 8 cops that were injured. All right. Now, the coverage is now starting. You're starting to see the coverage now. I actually have MSNBC on now, and they're showing the coverage. They're talking about what happened last night. Okay, when in previous protest, motherfuckers was out on the street. Motherfuckers was out on the streets, and I'm talking about the media. Okay,
Black Lives Matter. Yeah, Black Lives Matter protests. They're all
they were out in
trying to get POV shots of what the fuck's going on. This is in the middle of this is happening in the middle of the Washington DC, and ain't no news agencies down on trying to get POV footage. None.
Shouts out to local media. Shouts out to independent journalists. Okay, that were out on out on the streets and providing raw footage to to us that love being on Twitter. Okay, and also shouts out to another thing that really wasn't covered by mainstream media, the leader of the Proud Boys, and this quote unquote meeting that he had with the White House yesterday morning.
He was going to see them ugly ass Christmas trees.
That's what the White House said. Okay, that's what the White
Whoa.
House said. That's not what he spent. Okay, so in
Right.
essence, we still don't have the full truth on why he was, on why he was at the White House. My problem with this is just taking mainstream media to task here for not properly covering this day. Okay, I had to turn to C-SPAN to watch the actual rally. Okay, to see sitting members of Congress and soon to be sitting members of Congress speaking at the Stop the Steal rally. Okay,
Right.
I don't like
Right.
look,
Right.
I don't have a problem. You focusing your coverage around the vaccine. That's very important. Okay, you can't leave this out. You especially can't leave this out when previous protests you didn't leave you didn't leave anything out. You didn't leave shit
Exactly.
out.
When
Okay?
when
Very,
when basically
very.
what we're looking at is roots being planted or seeds being planted of potential is I can think of right now attempt at a fucking civil war right. Like if y'all study history, like really study history, like this maneuver right here is some shit that would have happened back at the very big planning shit at the very beginning of the civil fucking war. And the maybe the media doesn't want to give credence to it.
Right.
Maybe
Which
they're
I can
trying to ignore it in hopes that it will go away, but it's not fucking going away. They've been talking this shit for months now, yo. So it's time to start putting it in. And if anybody, for those of you who really don't frequent the news, like you watch your local, you might watch CNN, to have to go to C-SPAN to get some shit that some real-time shit is a lot. Like that's a the deep dive into the news cavern that is media.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
For the
not enough
simple
time.
fact, what
It's
it
like,
does, go ahead, Bishop. Go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. No, go ahead, Tico, because I
Well,
didn't have
was
anything smart to say.
well, I was getting ready to. Okay. Uh, I, was, I was getting ready to say that 28 people got arrested, correct?
Right.
Yep.
And you said 4 people got stabbed.
4
Right.
stabbings.
For my people in the streets telling me what happened during them stabbings, it came from the Sharks and the Jets. It's a long time rivalry. Um, because in this day and time, those are the only cats that I know that still have switchblades and stab
Listen,
people.
can I say something right
So-
here? When they said that,
so-
Tico, I thought it was a night at the tunnel. I was like, oh, that shit ain't nothing but being at the power company in Durham. That shit ain't but 28
yeah,
people arrested, 4 people stabbed. That ain't nothing but the power company.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying.
Right,
So
right.
basically, if they want to find out the people that did that, just look for long, greasy hair, possibly white tees, some jeans, and Chuck Taylors. Yeah. So yeah, there you go, police.
It was started by and they were all dancing together. And then
Exactly.
all of a sudden the stabbing started happening.
Started happening. Should be happening at Trump rallies, son. That's what be happening. Son.
Rob, please, man. Rob, please. Don't shake your head, man. Come on, man. Come on.
Don't call me into this bullshit, man. I mean, yeah,
Crazy
yeah.
Trump, crazy Trump, there go Trump.
To Keisha's point, though, man, it's not really something that we should take lightly, man. My whole thing is I'm looking at it, from an outside perspective, and all I can really say, man, as long as the motherfuckers don't fuck with me and mine, you know what I'm saying? They can fight it out and burn shit and do what the fuck they want to do. Stay away from me and mine. But this kind of like Civil War thing has been bubbling under the surface for a long time, and it is something that we have to really look at seriously, man.
What we have to look at, Rob, is this. The pot has been bubbling for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And the top is already killing. It's boiling over, and it just takes a couple of more potatoes just to make it overflow. And I think that's what they're trying to do. I think they're trying to throw some more potatoes inside the pot in order to raise this raise the heat that's going on.
The blacks have
Um,
guns now, though.
because exactly, but we have been doing this for a long time. Yo. We've been
Yeah.
we've been doing this for a long time. What we really need to worry about is those that stands behind, that stand beside you and smile
Right.
and say, "I got your back," but
Mm-hmm.
really don't have your back. You feel what I'm saying? It's
Right.
time to sit here and really, you know, check to see who you really hanging with and who's down, because everybody was just like, e- the voting. It was seen in the voting. Everybody, oh man, we get Trump out, get Trump out, get Trump out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
And
with
it's
you, brother.
amazing, like,
I'm with
yeah,
you.
with you, and it's amazing. Like all surrounding areas was blue except for the Raleigh. It was just bugged the fuck out. But you know what I'm saying? So, yo, man, we just gotta watch folks, man. We just gotta watch those that stand beside you, those that you know that'll take
I
the
want I
mission to
want to
the
say
team
I
on
want
the
to
road.
say this because a lot of people that when it comes down to like with the voting and everything like that, I don't think necessarily that the people that voted for the other side are going to pick up guns because it was more for financial reason or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if I know anything about certain groups of people, it's like racist people are the fucking most cowardice people ever because they only, you know what I'm saying? They only like it's a few that are just walking to Harlem like fuck you niggas, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like two of them, and they like yo, but it's only a few racist people, or even people that are on the other side that we need to worry about, right? The other ones are just going to be followers, and it's like this. I don't think a lot of them will pick up arms when it's time to do it, because it's good to talk gangster shit until it's time to be gangster.
True that.
In my book, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that I think we need to be vigilant, but I don't think we need to worry about as much as we worry, if that makes any sense.
Mhm,
Just
mhm.
just live your life, but be safe. Be aware of your
There-
surroundings and those around you,
Mm-hmm.
and just keep on pushing. Like to Don, thank you for your comment. They think they're being robbed, and they know and understand and actually study the fact that a lot of us don't know is in the next 30 years white people will be the minority. 40 years white people will be the minority in this country, and so that's what they're fighting against. That's what they're fighting to preserve.
It's that loss of power.
But it is, yes, that's exactly what's in minds, but it's not even a thing.
Mm-hmm.
there is some I hate to have this on air, but somebody, yeah, okay. Just make sure your phone isn't touching your microphone cord, please. Thank you. Yeah, that's some heavy shit, and um, like I said, man, it's Don's been making some really good comments, man. But there are people out there fanning these flames, man. Like Alex Jones was out there at that rally, man, and people like him, and
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying. People like him, and this nigga got off the donations of people to his InfoWars
Mhm.
set up. He got tons and tons and tons of guns, and he's one of those people that got tons, like 50 caliber type shit. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Guns and ammo stockpile. So I mean, it's just some really, and I don't know if you guys saw the clip of that. It was one pastor um that was calling for. I don't think he didn't say the word civil war. I forgot his name, but his
From Owensboro, Kentucky, because I
I
think I
think I
watched
think it was
watched this
him.
part. Yeah.
I think it was him. Um, really though, man, with all of this being said, I don't think a lot of these dudes are really gonna bust a damn great. You know what
Nope.
I'm saying? To be honest with you, I don't think a lot of them are. Some there might be pockets of idiots that might run out there, all Rambo and shit, and they're gonna get picked off. But I don't think a lot of people gonna bust a grade, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking it lightly though, but that's just those are just my thoughts, man.
I mean, it's one or two. Like I said, we got to deal with it because when we think about 50, we only got to worry about like the one or two. It's like this because if you, it's almost like if you smack the person they think is the toughest person, then everybody else is like, whoa. Oh, I thought Rob was gonna win this fight. Let me go ahead and back up because I'm coming with Rob. And if you knock Rob the fuck out, I'm gonna be like this. Let me reevaluate my fighting skills because I thought he was a gladiator of the group. And once you do that, it's like this. Once you take the head off, then guess what? The body will die. It's gonna be one of those situations. And it's only a percentage of people that's about that shit. And that's in anything. That's in any group of people.
Ain't about that life.
That's in any group of people that you realize or you come across, gangs and everything like that. There is a small percentage that's really about that life, and then everybody behind it is not. You know, they're just about that life because they know the 5 or 6 people are gonna put that work in for them, and all they have to do is just back them up. Once you knock them off, boom. And then it's so many groups that they think that the people that they think are about that life because they're the loudest and they're the rowdiest and they got all the guns and they got the 50 cal bullets and they came through with the Rambo knife and they sharpen it every day. Them most, they're not gonna do anything.
They don't sharpen it every day, do they?
Okay, fellas. Yeah, well, all right. I think y'all are going by the simple fact of when the call comes, all white folks go to arms and just start shooting. That's not how this shit goes, and that's not how the Civil War went down. So see, when you sit here and you say that people won't get up and bust shots, this, that, and the other, there's ways to make people bust shots whether they want to or not, like the draft. We've seen this. We've seen this like during Civil War times, right? So it's like, if you have enough people to sit here with to have that idea of this is what this is about. Let's let's go out here and fight for our rights. Split the country in half. You're gonna have people that's gonna sit here, and you're gonna have the ones that's gonna go to the into the gutter, into the trenches, and do it and do what it has to do, whether it be a lynching or whether it be shooting just random shots, this, that, and the other.
And that shit's proliferated. It's increased. Those events have increased
and
so much more between over the past 5 years. It's unbelievable. And I agree. It's just going to continue to increase.
It's going to continue to increase. And with that, you know what I'm saying? With that muscle will come the ones that don't have the stomach to sit out here and to do that, but wouldn't mind watching it on television, but wouldn't mind backing it with financially. You feel
right?
me?
Exactly. There are so many of these people in power or in positions to the detriment of non-whites. Like they're in HR roles, that hiring managers at banks, in the fucking grocery store, in fucking restaurants. I mean, they're like, I don't know. I just feel like a switch is slowly being flicked for these people to enact their terror. Now, whether that terror is big and bold or whether that terror is minute and covert, like it's happening, yo. I mean, and y'all know me. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I see it on a daily basis. Like you see it in the news, and you if anything, it's psychological warfare on us because we are constantly, instead of being comfortable in our own skin and comfortable in our neighborhoods and comfortable with our kids out doing whatever, wherever, with whoever, it's worry and bubbling hate, basically, that this type of shit causes. Like, I just feel like over the past, and it ain't even 5 years, Obama became president, and we've talked about this before, the more brazen hatred that white people have for black people, and I'm talking about black people. I'm not talking about fucking people of color. I'm talking about black people. The brazen hatred that white people has increased, that white people have for black people in this country over the past how many every years? That's supposed to be what, 8 years? No, 12 years. It just it's so apparent, and the shit like this and shit like this rally that happened in DC, like I would have loved to have been there and try to point out the people that I know and the people that I talk to on a regular basis. Let me tell you something. I was at having a drink, and it was nothing but white men in there. And they started talking about work and working from home, and the conversation ensued, and it was an open conversation. So me being who I am, I joined the conversation. There was a white man, he was talking about his current job and how it's been kind of rough because he's in sales. I forgot for which company he's in sales, but he had started his job not too long before the pandemic struck, but long enough to have gone through, in-person training and all of that. And so he goes on to talk about this manager who's no longer with the company that basically gave him hell when he started. So he goes on to say that the manager in particular pulled him and said, "I don't like you and I don't trust you." Then he goes on to say, like, people are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Oh, what kind of manager does that?"
Right.
He says, "I think that," so I'm sitting at one end of the bar by myself with my headphones on, and there's like white men all the way around the bar, right? Probably 6 different white men. And he goes on to say, "Well, I think she was racist. Oh no, I think she was prejudiced against men, but especially white men." So this nigga goes on to say that this black lady basically took him to the side and said, "I don't trust white men and I don't trust you. So I'm going to make your life a living hell at this job." Nigga, I don't believe you. Who the fuck's, and I said it out loud. I said, that's really unbelievable. Like, how does one fix their mouth to say such, especially in this climate? And he just kind of diverted his eyes and shrunk down a little bit and like continued talking to his white male friends. Like, these are the things that they have going on in their mind on a daily basis. Like, because I don't agree with you, or if I'm in a higher position from you, which I have been most of my career, underperforming, or you're not worthy of what the fuck you're getting.
Right.
It's not because you're a white male, it's because you're underperforming. But they translate that into me being a black woman and I'm racist.
It has to be reverse racism.
When you the white man should get all that you're given,
Right.
even if you don't fucking deserve it. And so that shit's starting to happen more and more. People that look like me and us are being in more positions of power. They are asked to they're asked to stand on the ability as far as whatever they're being asked to do, as opposed to just assuming that because they are who they are, they'll handle it. And so that those walls are fucking crumbling down. They're scared about the future.
Well, look, just to put a bow on this. Yeah, beautiful, Kate. Just to put a bow on this, all right. Tomorrow, the Electoral College does its thing. Okay. From there, I mean, we'll see how the rest of this goes. Does it stop the bubbling, or is the bubbling going to continue?
Okay,
All right,
fact,
guys.
Is that a,
What part of
never mind. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. We'll
Yeah,
talk about it
Never mind.
Do we?
We're rapping.
Okay, so I want to, yeah, definitely want to get to this with DJ Vlad. Okay, y'all familiar with DJ Vlad? The
Yo, that hold on. First of all, that was a perfect transition. The do it.
Do it with
word,
DJ
DJ
Vlad. DJ
Oh,
Vlad.
look at that. You know, I should quit. Thank y'all. It's a beautiful situation.
But I mean, DJ Vlad, the video, the video blogger, for the, yeah, I guess for hip hop and quote unquote the culture, whatever. This year he's been catching a lot of motherfucking heat. He has really been catching a lot of heat, and the latest heat that he's caught, Brooklyn MC Casanova was one of many a group that was indicted on fraud charges, and it seems as though the FBI were using his interviews with DJ Vlad as evidence. Okay, as evidence to his, shall we say, illicit activities.
Right.
I'm sorry. Before we start this story, when anyone says Casanova, I have to say, I just had to get it out. Sorry. Continue.
Listen. What I'm gonna say is this right here. I thought the same thing. So there it is. We old together, Key. We old together.
God.
Casanova.
Okay. Yeah. Really. Stop it. But I'll say this. I mean, Casanova. I mean, he's an MC I've been paying attention to over the past couple of years of the young guys, especially young guys coming from New York. I mean, look. He's nice. However, he does have a street background. Okay, and in episodes that he was doing with Vlad, and he's not the only one that's talked in depth about his activities.
Right.
Hence how Key puts it, self snitching. Okay. Look, ladies and gentlemen, before we really delve into Vlad, and if as our man Royce the 5'9", as he was going off on Vlad back in August, has Vlad, the guest who has always called himself a guest in the culture, okay, has he been overstepping his boundaries to gain what he currently has? Because I know, like right now, what he's worth about 10 mil at least.
Let me tell you.
I would.
Let me
Go ahead.
tell you. If cats give you the gold and they don't cash in on it, and somebody else cash in on it, that's what it is. I've seen these videos, and I've seen his videos, and I've seen how he does interviews, and he does lead you into some type of way, because that's what an investigator report is supposed to do. But if your mental ain't right and you snitching, it's crazy because they snitching on Facebook and Instagram. I see cats all day long. I represent my hood. You know what I'm saying? Represent. Smoking weed. I got money, flashing money, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? This is how we do. I got the weed on lock. I got it on lock. We puffing. And then when they locked up, then when they're like, oh man, somebody just snitched on me. Nah, nigga, you snitched on yourself. That's what this shit is. It's a timeline. You know what I'm saying? Facebook, timeline. Instagram, timeline. Twitter, timeline. The shit you put there is time stamped. So therefore, you putting out shit, you snitching on your motherfucking self.
Because they have the time when they start the indictment. They have the time. Exactly. It's about this right here. It's about statute of limitations. So what happens is what they try to do, and a lot of what rappers and everything like that try to do. They try to do the Jay-Z, Jeezy, Nas, you know what I mean? Niggas that actually really sold drugs that talked about it. But what they did, they never gave dates.
It's too fucking soon, yo. It's too soon.
Like, listen, if you coming out the street, like Nori say this all the time. He said, I was uncomfortable doing interviews when I was a rapper because as a nigga from the streets, we was uncomfortable saying shit around the wrong thing. And what they had to do, that's why Def Jam was saved a lot of rappers during the time when we came out that these rappers are emulating. It's the fact that they had media coaching. They had a person to say, this is what you can talk about, and this is what the shit you can't say. And then they went to the interviewers and said, these are the questions that we approve you to say.
Yeah.
And if you say anything outside of that, then we're gonna cut the interview short. So what it did, it kind of protected Muggs from saying the wrong shit. Now you go to Vlad, you just walk into Vlad with your homeboys, you sit down, you talk to Vlad. Now, it's not Vlad's responsibility as a reporter or a journalist to protect you.
Right.
Now, if you saying some shit that you shouldn't be saying, Vlad doesn't know he didn't pull.
And based on Vlad's history, like Vlad has gotten bitches to admit that they done busted it wide open. 10 damn basketball players in a night, and nigga, you gonna go up there and talk about your drug, whatever? Like
Right.
that doesn't even make any sense.
Vlad
You're dumb.
it's like Barbara Walters of hip hop.
Barbara Walters.
Barbara Walters will make anybody cry. You get on a show, you gonna cry with Barbara Walters. The same shit with Vlad. You gonna snitch on you. I seen shit. I'm like, yo, you shouldn't be talking that. I've seen people handle it well.
Listen,
like the baby.
This is just simply the miseducation of the Negro, like straight up. Y'all don't pay attention. This is the generation or part. I'm not gonna say generation because my kids are part of the generation, but the part of the generation that does not pay attention to history and historical facts. They don't study history. They just feel like they're out here making history, which is dumb, right? There's this little nigga from wherever, I don't even remember where he's from, but he did a whole song and a video about scamming and not even fraudulent checks, the EDD checks, like the checks that are going to people. He's in the video with stacks of these fucking checks, rapping about how he cashed these checks illegally. Nigga, what? Like, what are you doing?
Cloud chasing.
Why are you doing it? But you can't tell people nothing.
Yeah.
You can't tell them nothing.
I'm about to do this real drug deal right here on my video. This is real cocaine.
Right here. Here's real
here.
crack. Here's real crack.
Here's real crack. This is what real crack looks like.
Yo,
Look,
he's talking about bricks. I got bricks right here.
I got bricks right here.
Hey, look at my bricks. Look at my bricks. Look at my bricks. Look at my bricks.
So
you do right beside him, like, no, papi. You don't put me on camera, papi.
all right, so Vlad can say that he's a guest of the culture. He can say that, and that's cool for him to say something like that. But I'm going to ask you guys: do y'all believe? Because people are saying this, but do y'all believe he is a quote unquote culture vulture, or is he just a investigative reporter of hip hop and show business? Because he has more than rappers on his
Can
shit.
he be both?
Oh yeah, he's mining. He's
definitely.
mining. I wouldn't say he's mining. He has a good vein, and he's hitting pay dirt. Whether it be it's all the culture, but it's all the shadows of the culture. Porn, hip hop, comedy. Just he talks to everybody, but in the same token, it's like he has that. Dude just talked to mad folks, man. He just got.
I'll say this.
It's not as hokey as Jerry Springer, but it's a big.
He's Geraldo, guys. Okay,
Right.
He's Geraldo. Okay, he is an investigative reporter. Okay, and a new media investigative reporter. Okay,
Right.
New media because it's his platform. He's built the platform. All right. I mean, would I call him a vulture? I try not to toss. I ain't gonna lie. I try not to toss that word around.
Right.
Okay. But does he take advantage? Yeah, sure he does.
What?
Look, guys, before we go any further, I got to bring somebody else into the conversation. Okay. And if anybody knows Straight to Tape that goes back into the history of Straight to Tape, they know this cat is one of our favorites. Okay. Uh Rapper. Uh legendary North Carolina battle rapper. If you remember his days on I'm not on K97.5 in the Friday Night Freestyle. Okay. Uh former member of the Justice League, CEO of Block Hookers Entertainment, one of the funniest follows on social media. I mean, there's some things that this motherfucker has done on TikTok that have had me crying. Crying. There's many things that he did that had me crying, laughing, could not stop laughing. And he did a classic episode with us where, let's just say it,
Nope.
he was just being himself. Ladies and
Barry
gentlemen,
cries with puppies. So
Oh, look at that puppy.
how you gonna bring that up, man? How you gonna bring that up? Hey, look, ladies and gentlemen, look, I ain't even gonna say no more. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring Josie Mo in the house. What's good, Joe?
How's everybody doing, man? What's good?
Doing
Joe
good.
Demo.
Hey,
What's
you,
up,
hey,
homie?
you.
Back, bro.
The homie is back. What's up, brother?
It's good to be here, man. I've been checking y'all out, following the conversations, following the Straight to Tape, and I'm just glad I'm on here to talk my shit.
Let's
Mhm.
go.
Yeah.
that motherfucker,
So
that damn Josie got them damn damn Call of Duty headphones on, don't it?
Hey, look, y'all interrupting my game right now. For real, bro. I was getting it in. I was
Hold on. I can't see.
I was
Hold
like
on,
on a
reach
kill
back
streak.
out. I gotta
I'm
jump
on my war zone right now. Y'all fucking with me. So let's get it.
AKA the Black Russian Nightmare.
You already know.
The Black Nikita Koloff.
Black as hell too.
Josie Mo, what's up?
What's good?
Yo.
So Joe, look, before we delve into what's been going on with you, man, look, what are your thoughts on Vlad, bro?
All right, man. I'm gonna just keep it a buckets like this. Everybody got to make a living, and he getting paid, man. Like, what y'all want him to do? Because if he don't scoop it, somebody else is. If he don't ask the question, somebody else is. So why not him? You can't say he ain't been there for the culture because Vlad been there for a very long time.
Yeah.
Doing interviews and like he is highly respected. So like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't supposed to pull no punches. Like if you ain't solid, you ain't solid. If you got, I mean, like you shouldn't have done the interview. That's what I'm agreeing with because
Without legal counsel.
right. And like you a fool if you go in there and your head ain't right, your mental ain't in the right place. So, and if you stand on everything that you do, you shouldn't be worried about none of them questions. But if you ain't solid, then you ain't solid. Facts.
Yeah.
See, that's the point. That's the point of a good interviewer. They'll let you sit there and feel comfortable, and once you feel comfortable, you start spitting out shit you
Yeah,
ain't.
I like
you
this
ain't thought
person.
you was
I
gonna
forgot
say.
the cameras
You
were
know what I'm
on.
saying? Exactly. That's how Oprah got you. You know what I'm saying? That's how Barbara Walters got you.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
And Vlad is really good at that conversational style thing. You know what I'm saying? He'll like you said, make him feel comfortable, wrap him in. You know what I'm saying? The way he asks even the hard hitting questions is so conversational that people just be on his couch, just like you said, snitching on their damn self pretty much and willingly.
Can I put in here that has anybody seen that that series out about Richard Jewell about the Atlantic Olympic bombing?
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay, the FBI frames him for like doing the bombing because they're trying to get a fall guy real quick. But he's proclaiming his innocence and he's been proclaiming it. So 60 Minutes reaches out. So he's on there and he's like, well, how can we be sure that you're just not going to railroad Richard Jewell like everybody else? The dude from 60 Minutes was like, man, this is 60 Minutes. We don't give a fuck about trying to tell you like we're not going to say you innocent out here. Yeah, you're going to step off a cliff. Now your parachute might open or your shit might splat. Do you want to go on the air or not? That's how it is. They promising you shit, bro. Go on at your own peril.
Real, yo. Crazy, yo.
Yo, Joe, look, man, I'll say this, but look, before we start talking about projects, okay, before we start talking about that battle with Shice Vader, because I definitely want to get into that. You had some things go down this week. I want to see if you want to make sure you're comfortable about talking about it. That you shared on your social media platforms as it was going on.
Right. Like I said, don't come on the show if you don't want to get asked the questions. You feel me?
Exactly.
right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you, bro.
Run it, P. Run it.
What went down in Plymouth, North Carolina earlier this week?
I'm gonna just put it out there plain and simple. Like, I was profiled. Okay. Like, this is a spot where I hadn't been in months. I went to see a friend and I pulled up. The police saw my car. Once they saw my car, they probably searched the barn, everything on the premises. Then they came banging on the door. We didn't want to answer the door. Like, we didn't know who it was. They're banging. It's pitch black outside. So finally, they identified themselves as police. I step outside on my own accord. These people try to walk in the house, bum rush. We asking if they got a warrant. They're like, well, if you ain't got nothing to hide, which we need a warrant for, because we have rights. Then we got civil rights. But because I was black, them folk walked right in the house. We started recording. The police themselves cut off the recording. They went and got a bogus warrant. Listen, man, this warrant is y'all know I'm from Durham, okay? I done been to jail. I done been to federal prison. I done been through it. When I was out here doing what I was doing, I done been through it. So I can say, like, and every time I was guilty, it's on public record. I pled guilty. I did it. Like, from all the dirty shit, I did it. But I was chilling, like, doing absolutely nothing. These people came and fabricated. Like, when you get arrested, if anybody knows anything about the law, when you get arrested, after you get arrested, this isn't TV where they find you on a scene and be like, you got the right to remain silent. Anything can be said. No.
Right.
Just tell you that you have to sign a waiver. So when you get downtown and they processing your charges, that's when they read you your Miranda rights. These people actually went and got a warrant that said I waived my Miranda rights before the search. If I'm not even complying to your search without a warrant, why in the hell would I waive some Miranda rights?
Exactly.
So they wrote that on there. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. They said it was 2 p.m. They said it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
Then they said the warrant was served like from the 7th to the 8th, which is 2 o'clock in the morning. Number two, they woke a judge up at 1 o'clock in the morning to sign some bullshit, and the search warrant was for my car. They came in the house.
Wow.
So, I mean, it just goes to show now. I was talking, speaking up for myself while the camera was on. But as soon as they cut that camera off, and I didn't say shit. I didn't say nothing else. And that was the scariest I've ever been in my life. I got like 6 or 7 good old boys down there. Nobody with a body cam on. I can't record on my own phone. And the only person they being extra aggressive with is me. Black guy.
Does that jurisdiction not have body cams?
I asked one of the cops, I was like, he had a vest covering up, his jacket was covering up his body cam. I said, well, since y'all won't let me record, does anybody have body caps on? The police officer was like, well, we're just here supporting the arresting officer. You got to ask him all questions.
So
he cut the camera off because they knew they was doing illegal shit.
I saw that.
But I was on Facebook Live. I wasn't recording no video.
Right.
And when he tried to cut it off, it got posted.
Yep.
So you could see him coming, cutting the camera. You could see these white officers in the house with no mask on during COVID. With zero mask. I can understand not being 6 feet if you got to take me into custody, but where's your fucking mask? And there's kids and shit in the house.
True that.
And the one officer, man, that was doing all the talking in your video, you know what I mean? The one that escorted you to the car
illegally.
Yeah, you're right. We already know what type of cat he is. You know, he told himself, man, you know, when he started talking in the video, man, we know what type of cat that dude is.
So like being from Durham and being the outspoken that my followers and whatnot know I am, I'm an alpha male and I know my rights and I want up on no bullshit, but I wanted to stand up for myself. But being in that position in the middle of Clansville in the pitch black at night when they already lying to get a warrant and doing all this extra shit, I was terrified. I'm talking about by the time I got back to Durham and I'm like, I'm FaceTiming my son and he just crying and crying because like he think I'm locked up and I'm gone or whatever. Like I get home and I broke all the way down. I'm not even ashamed to say it. I broke down. I was safe at home, but I was like, well, that shit could have went the wrong way.
Because what you got, what we realize is this right here. When we from Durham,
Right.
it's like, you know what I'm saying. It's like this. So it's like there's a certain way, you know what I mean, cops treat us in Durham than when you go out to Plymouth.
Right.
When that many us in there.
Where
shit.
the fuck is Plymouth, Josie?
Yo, you know what? I don't listen. First of all, you know what? I'm gonna say this right here. Josie, your ass shouldn't have been motherfucking Plymouth, just like nigga shouldn't have been motherfucking. And Josie, my homeboy, this is my nigga. I love this nigga to death. You take your ass back down to Plymouth. When you come back to Durham, me and you fighting, nigga. I'll lose. I'll go down, but I'm gonna scratch the shit out your ass.
Bro, let me tell you something.
Certain places we shouldn't go.
I'm not even going to court by myself. You understand? I'm having an escort anytime I got to come close to Washington County.
Right.
Let me tell you, man. Let me
You did the
tell you,
equivalent of
man.
Vlad TV fucking traveling. You know what I'm saying? That's what you did. You shouldn't have did the interview, nigga. And that's
absolutely right.
You know, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Damn it,
when
nigga.
people
Damn it.
stay in their own, like, you know what I'm saying, area and don't venture out much. And then when you go out and get a taste of what other shit is, let me tell you, man, Carrie used to be like that.
Oh, Garner's still kind of like that.
Garner used to be like that. Garner used to be a point where you might not even come home, son.
Yep.
Look,
yep.
y'all know I
And
went
you-
to high school in Fuquay, okay?
Exactly.
I went to high school
You
in
know.
Fuquay. So
You
we
know.
touched on Cary, Holly Springs, Andrew,
Mhm.
Duncan, Garner.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
that ain't got
North
shit on Plymouth, North Carolina. Nigga, Plymouth, North Carolina is no. I'm talking about no. Rome Norris was a black cop down there in Fuquay. At least we had one. When I say there were no black faces anywhere, nigga, there was no black people on the whole force. Like every single person they caught was white. Not a Hispanic, not an Indian, nothing. They was all good old boys. For real. So like, I ain't never been in a situation like that, dog, ever. And my job has sent me to, Nebraska, to Iowa, to fucking Kentucky. Never been a snatched up by cops and just harassed, and they lied and tried. They hit me with 6 felonies and didn't find anything illegal.
Damn.
6 felonies.
Damn.
All to inconvenience me because the magistrate let me sign myself out. He knew some shit was stupid with the cops.
Right,
How you
yeah.
get 6 felonies and just sign yourself the fuck out?
Yep.
Now with 6 of them, shit.
With
You
6
had
of
the
them?
keys.
Nah,
Where the keys at,
you
Joe?
shouldn't be on the, you shouldn't be on the show right now. In fact, you should be calling us. You should be calling us from that from that cell phone that you snuck in by any means.
You damn right.
To get through it, not from now, you know.
Listen, man, I guarantee you, when the magistrate looked at that shit, he had to try to protect them, but at the same time, he was like, man, I'm not going down.
This is bullshit. Right.
Right.
The time for the warrant, the date was the 3rd of December. The warrant clearly says it has to be executed within 48 hours. They showed up on the 7th. I'm not a mathematician, but
right.
That's like that coupon that I try to pass that expired like $1 off my Impossible Meat. But it expired 4 days ago.
That's funny on so many levels right there. That right there was funny on so
I
many
talked to
levels.
Keith about this Impossible Meat. Hi.
And I look at the cashier and I pass a coupon and I look at the cashier and the cashier looks at me and I look at the cashier and the cashier looks at me and they scan it and the shit goes through and then boop, $1 off Impossible Meat. That shit's y'all.
Okay.
Well, look,
all right.
Well, look, Joe.
The
Joe,
stock of meat
look, man,
went down. I've heard.
I'm glad it wasn't any worse. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
granted,
been.
you went through some bullshit in Eastern North Carolina, and trust me, Eastern North Carolina and bullshit go hand in motherfucking hand. Okay, clasp. All right. So I want to move off of that because I want to talk about something else that I want to talk about some, let's say, funner times. Okay. You had a versus style battle with our man Shice Vader. Okay. Now, me, Rob, and Tico go back with Shice back to his early Hazardous record days when
Right.
he was part of the duo Ike and Shice.
Shout
Okay.
out to Shice.
Yep. Shout out to Ike and Shice. Shouts out to DY Nasty the fireman.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Because the first time, I'm gonna lie, the first time I heard Ike and Shice rhyme was on a remix to Usher's My Way that that DY did out of the blue, and they kicked this ill verse at the motherfucking end, right? So Shice has been doing this thing for a minute, all right. What led to you, doing this versus style battle with Shice?
Well, the minute we saw, like, I saw the Gucci Jeezy verses, I was like, oh my God, I would love to do a versus. So I threw it out there in Durham, and I was like, yo, who want to jump out there with a versus? And all the toughest, big dog cats, nobody wanted to take the bait. At first, I was like, these motherfuckers cowards, they scared, they don't believe in this shit. But later on in the game, I found out, like, people look at me like, Josie, you one of the originators around here in Durham music, and we look up to you. We started rapping because listening to your shit, seeing what you was doing from Durham. So I take that back. All my tough talk, calling motherfucker bitches, pussies, I was like, my bad. My bad.
Hey, we're trying to test list.
So Shice and them got the idea for a versus. So I said something to Shice. I was like, what's good? We'll do a versus. So Shice came back to me and said, yeah, we putting it together. Now, I have to say this because the versus is over. The versus is over. I would have kicked Shice ass in that motherfucker, but we agreed to do certain songs because certain individuals knew my catalog is stupid. I didn't even go in my HOJ bag at all. I didn't go in my True Identity bag produced by Black Jerusalem at one song. Like, I ain't really going my bag because we really did that shit for the culture. Like, our last song was a song we had just recorded together like 3-4 days prior.
Okay.
So we just really wanted the young cats like I want to say Fat Sosa, A Cash on Deck. A Cash on Deck is whoa. Okay, Skinny P, the girls, BWA and Money Meats. Like, we really did that to promote them. You feel what I'm saying? Because everybody's fans had pulled in together, and Rod Digger even came out. So we had a come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a whole lot of, that's what it needs to be about. It needs to be about us getting behind each other. See, I don't give a fuck like it won't Josie Knight because Josie do what he do. Shice do what he do. Because right after that, guess what? Shice just dropped the project. Right after that, guess what? Josie dropping a video tomorrow. So like, it's really for supporting each other in the culture. And that's the best way to do it. Like, nobody was really on any beef in that versus, but like, I would have smoked Shice, and he fucking bro. But like, that's my motherfucking bro, man. Like, if I do a versus against somebody who I don't fuck with, i.e. MOS, I will smoke their ass. It won't be fucking close. Like, you hear me?
Yo, hold on, because I was in the comments. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call you on that bullshit too. Right. Kazi and Josie would have been a shit.
I challenged Kazi. He declined.
Yo, when you could tell
Cozy.
These niggas love and hate each other at the same time because Josie's been on the television reaction before, and he told the story about how him and Kazi battle. This is when niggas was rapping. Niggas was rapping. So when if you ever been to a battle when motherfucking Superman versus Spider-Man or the Incredible Hulk or some shit, the shit like sparks was flying off these niggas. So Kazi got him. This nigga Josie waited out for 3 hours to rob that nigga because he got him.
But Fred, why didn't y'all pretend like COVID existed? I ain't seen no masks.
No, we had on masks. I didn't have on a mask when I was performing, but people had on masks. But I have to break something down to you, and I don't know if this is going to spark a whole nother conversation.
No, it can. That's what we do.
Let me tell you something. If you gonna get it, you gonna get it. If you gonna die, you gonna die. Because no matter how much social distancing and how much mask you're forcing everyone to wear, it has not slowed down COVID at all. Even the people who are wearing masks and being socially distant, motherfuckers are being carriers with no signs for months. No, if you're gonna get it, you're gonna get it. So I still agree. Be socially distant, mask up, but come on, be fucking for real. You're not just gonna be able to stay away from people for the rest of your life.
We have to figure out a new way to live, right?
We do have to figure out a new way to live. That's exactly right.
Joe, I got a question, okay?
Yes, sir.
So the original venue, okay? What happened with the original venue? Because it looked like it that the battle got shut down, and then you guys had to move it to a prior location. Can you break that down for us?
So it's a secret society. All we ask is trust. You feel me? Like they couldn't stop anything. They tried to. They at first the venue was cleared for 125 people. Next thing you know, police showed up and said, "Oh, the venue's only cleared for 25 people." It was 100 people in the line already. So we were like, "Okay, we'll close the show down." And then some texts, some emails, some boop boop boop. Some of that Batman shit went down, and there you have it. We had an event.
All I know is I wanted to hit them daggone fish tables. Anyway,
This nigga right here.
So listen, man. So listen, Joe. Check it out, man. So this was totally coincidental. Early this morning, man. Insomnia got to a nigga. I'm laying there for something this morning. I'm flicking through YouTube, and I land upon Smack URL. And I land upon this battle that I think took place a couple weeks ago, according to the timestamp. It was Murder Mook and Calico versus T-Top and what's your boy Briz.
That was a minute ago. That was like a year and a half ago or something.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So somebody must have reposted it, and because the timestamp was like 2 weeks ago,
Right.
and your name featured prominently in that battle from I think it was Murder Mook dropped your name, and it was saying it was Calico said your name, how apparently Briz and T-Top can't come to Durham unless they clear the shit with Jazimo, as it was pronounced in the battle.
Jazimo.
No, them niggas said Jazimo, like
Jazimo.
but we can give them a pass for that. But the gist is that T-Top and Briz can't even come to Durham unless they talk to the Don. Talk to that, bro.
Let me go ahead and put this to bed. Big shout out T-Top, Busy Bear, man, Park Life, yo. Me and Top are good. Me and Top are homies, like, you know what I'm saying? We rock with each other. We good. But at one point in time, we wasn't.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I said something, he did something that I didn't agree with. I publicly spoke on it. He felt some type of way about me speaking on it in public. So, he displayed his dislike publicly. So then it just went from there. You feel me? And really it got all blown out of proportion. Now, big shout out Shice Vader, because this had gotten like kind of personal because other people were chiming in. So other people wanted to get involved in. I mean, if anybody know me from Durham, like, I'm chilling, but I am who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot change that, and I wouldn't for nothing in the world. But, Shice Vader hit me up. Me and Shice linked up. We made some endeavors together. We went and we did some traveling together, and, we came to a good agreement to, like, let that shit go. So, like real men, we let that shit go.
Mm-hmm.
We saw each other at a Smack event in Virginia, and like, he was looking a little crazy. I was like on point, and then I hit him up. I was like, yo, we can't be out of town fucking around like we don't know each other. Like, we don't let that shit go. We let it go. And he was like, we didn't let that shit go, and everything been Gucci since then, man.
So is it a cognizant thing for you to understand that you're a leader and that people are following you? Like, young people are following you, and that I'm not liking in this to the whole Jeezy Gucci thing, but It is a thing. So you have these alliances to one person and anti-alliances to an enemy or an adversary, let's say. So and a lot of times when you're at your level, it's not that big of a deal, but at 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 the level in which people follow you, it is a big deal. So it causes a lot of strife and animosity amongst others, young people.
So like the sign of a real life OG is you got to be able to keep the wolves at bay. Because like if you got wolves and you I'm not gonna say control them because it's men, you can't control no grown man. Like a man gonna do what he want to do, but you have to you at least have to have a mutual respect where they'll at least listen to you and be like, you know what, bro, I'm gonna use my head. I'm like, I try to tell them, bro, that's not worth it. Like that's not worth it. Like I quote T.I., all dogs howl at the moon. You feel me? So like it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So if you got that respect of the people who look up to you to like actually listen to you, then you a real G. But some people just I can't speak for nobody else. I can only speak for what we do around here in the East.
Supposed to check in. Like a lot of cats, you know what I'm saying? A lot of cats check in first. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, because they'll inbox you like, yo, who is your man's such and such or whatever. And they normally check in because if you got dangerous individuals around you that's about that shit, they always check in first if they're smart. Right. They don't do the favor. They don't do the favor for you without checking in for you. They're like, yo, what's going on with your purse? And you be like, nah. Because they understand they don't want to do anything to, if they're thinking no one wants to steal off on the person that's about to give you your home loan because y'all having an argument. You know what I'm saying? And fuck your shit up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this. Yo, what's up with your mans? Because again, we all as black people understand we always give a chance first. Who the fuck is this nigga? Oh, okay. All right. Because I know me and you been in motherfucking Facebook arguments and somebody hit you in the inbox about some shit I done said to you. Like, right.
No, that's my man. That's my man.
Chill out. Chill out. Right. So
Sniper's ready.
Right. Yo, for real. Shit. I know who I'm playing with. I'm like, yo, I trust in Josie that he'll keep the wolves at bay from me until these cats get to know me.
I got a mean 6 and 1/3 bar for Josie. You know what I'm saying? Anything you got, he just
6 and 1/3, friend.
Yeah, just that's all I got. That's all I got. I remember
bodied that nigga off that shit, yo. That's
I wrote that. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I wrote that in the mean streets. I wrote that in the mean streets of Lizard Lick. You know what I mean? Feel me? So it was tough times all around them times, son. You know what I'm saying?
Joe,
$6 6 and 1/3, son. 6 and 1/3.
Joe, I gotta ask, okay? Because trust me, bro, I meant it when I said you like one of the funniest follows on social media to me, okay? And have been for a minute, all right? Because there's a couple of videos that you've done that I will go back and watch over and over again, just because of the sick, funny genius, okay?
I can't take the shit. I can't take the shit.
No, the one, where you and your lady, you got done doing your thing, okay, and you happy, you complimented everything, and then you turn the light on, and it just you just blood red from lip to chest, man. Where? Please help me understand. Where did that come from, bro?
I don't fancy myself a comedian. The comedy is for like cats like Bishop and Tico. Anytime I need some comedy, I go to Bishop. Like every single time, if I got to write some shit or write for somebody else and it has to do with something funny, I go to Bishop. But when I came up with the No Chill movement, the idea was like, you know, there's a lot of things that could happen that'd be really fucked up, but don't nobody want to talk about. So like, I'm pretty sure somebody has actually ended up in that situation where they've been having sex with a girl and didn't know she was on her period, or her period started, or what they say, oh, you must have knocked my period on, because a woman will lie. If she horny, you her man, she would lie and be like, okay, I'm supposed to start such and such, but I already know. Well, I was just spotting, I didn't know. Like, we done all heard this if you've been in a relationship. So like, this could happen. So I was like,
I'm leaving.
I'm gonna just post the shit that
You feel guilty. So guilty.
like I'm gonna just post the shit that could happen.
Right.
That'd be really fucked up, and unfortunately, it's funny as hell.
Right.
Yeah, that is. I mean, you know, me myself, the smell of nickel would have gave it away.
Would have gave it away. When that shit starts smelling like
No, listen. Let me tell you.
I feel like I'm making house keys in this motherfucker.
Listen, I'm gonna give you a pro tip. If you with one of them chicks that are like pros and they really like head, and you like freak nasty like me, and you've been eating that pussy for 30 minutes to an hour, it's like sucking on the clit, you might start tasting a little nickel, but she won't be bleeding. Like giving a hickey. But like some women like it like that, and she won't be bleeding. So like nickel ain't gonna throw you off.
Nigga.
It's levels. It's levels.
I know y'all niggas.
That was a true story. That shit happened to that nigga Josie.
I know y'all niggas out here sporting grills and shit all in your fucking mouth and shit. But the only piece of metal a nigga like me had in my mouth for fucking fillings and a piece of aluminum foil. Remember you used to bite the aluminum foil in your molars back in the day to get that motherfucking shock and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Rob, you know what this is starting to feel like?
Rabbit hole.
Look, it is starting to feel like a rabbit hole.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Straight to Tape Rabbit Hole. Strap in and enjoy the ride.
Can I say this real quick?
Special guest Josie Mo.
Y'all know all the information that's come from Josie Mo has to be unbelievable, because it's sunshine everywhere else. This nigga is in nighttime right now. Where are you at, Josie? This nigga in his closet.
Man, you know what? I caught a plane to Australia last night. Even though it takes 22 hours to get there, so that's where I'm at, motherfucker.
This nigga is in nighttime right now. Like, he pre-recorded his answers.
I'm gonna need you to do something for me, Josie. I'm gonna need you to do something for me while you're down there.
Okay.
I'm looking for Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is still missing. And I want to thank Perry. Because at the beginning of the show, Perry hit on something about the vaccine, but we never ever thought to thank Tom Hanks and his beautiful wife for the DNA that's going to change our lives from this vaccine, because he had it and they took his plasma, and we're all going to be Tom Hanks some way or form. You might get the Forrest Gump. You know what I'm saying, Gene? You might get that motherfucking damn. Who knows? You might get the Philadelphia joint. Who knows? You know, we're working.
Okay, Mama's back. Stop this shit. Get back on track, niggas. Get back on track.
Musically, tell the folks what you got coming next.
Yo, I have it's called The Good Die Young, The Great Don't Too. And there's some unreleased tracks just like from my catalog that I just put out there, because man, I got so much music, it's ridiculous. And I do have a record label and I do have a distribution deal through Empire, but like I'm really looking for other artists. So right now I got the single out right now, Like I'm Kobe, done with this Australian producer, is crazy. Another single, check the video, Like I'm Kobe. It's on IGTV, JOZEMO, Like I'm Kobe. Like it's going crazy right now. I'm about to drop a track called Thirst Trap. Shout out to Diamond District Models. I did one of the craziest, sexiest videos. That video will be out either tonight, sometime tonight or tomorrow. You know, I'm just waiting on the cast to shoot it to me so I can upload it. Like, oh my God, it's gonna be crazy. Available on all platforms. And then Just Say Yes, out everywhere. True Identity, TV Land, out everywhere right now. And the new one, The Good Die Young, The Great Don't Too. That's coming out on Christmas. So Merry Christmas, motherfuckers.
You should release it on my birthday. It's the day after Christmas.
Ah,
Ah.
that's an idea, but it's already in the works.
Yeah. and Joe, there was one other project that I wanted to address with you as well.
Thank you so much, Perry, for talking about that. Me and Josie Mo, we got a project going on. When our next single be coming out. It's called Tampon Strings. What do you do with them?
Damn
Yeah.
it, Tico. Damn it.
Exactly.
Damn
Yeah,
it.
shut up. But a little birdie told me, well, actually, little birdie was you on your damn social media, that you're entering the world of podcasting. Talk to us about that.
Well, you know, it was an idea. I was gonna set out to do a podcast called The Umbrella Effect, and I hadn't started it up yet, but I don't know. I got to take the temperature before I start that because I'm not gonna be the easiest person in the world to talk to.
You're gonna be you're gonna be the talker though. We'll talk.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Yes.
Wow, man, look, every
Hold
time
on. We gotta ask about
go ahead.
who you
Ask
thought
about-
was the better verse on the remix to North Cat. I just saw the video.
Oh yeah.
You looking good in the video. I like
Hey, look, shout out G Yamazawa, man. Y'all know G Yamazawa, like the Asian cat from Durham. Like he is one of the illest MCs that I have had a chance to work with, and he got the wave right now. He reached out to an OG and he was like, "Yo, I'm doing this remix to North Cat. North Cat got over a million views on YouTube, and he did the remix, and it was so many people on there, man. It started with PD Pablo, myself, OZ the Hitmaker, Juice Lord, Lord Fest, Kelly Kale, Cavassier. I'm probably leaving somebody out. G himself, Ox Omega, Red Dread. Like
NC has so many. It's amazing.
It's deep. It's crazy. Like check out G Yamazawa. Like the song is crazy. So of course I had the best verse. Shout out everybody else. PD had 16. He didn't know what to do with it. G had 16, but he do what G always do. Like it was between me and G. It was between me and G.
Listen. So like when it came out, right? Because G hit me up, was like, "Yo, Bishop, I want you to review my album for me. Tell me what you think about it." So he pre-sent me the album. So I'm going through the shit, and then I hit it. I was like, "What the fuck?" So I'm listening to this shit. I'm like, "Yo!" So I look at the SoundCloud. I'm like, "Oh shit, that's crazy." And then I remembered G hit me up probably maybe about 4 months ago, and was like, "Yo, Bishop, if you had to do a super group, who would you put on a super group?" From Durham. I said, "From Durham?" I was like, "Yeah." So saying, I mentioned because that's my young boy. You know what I'm saying? I miss it. I'm like, it's like the niggas' names I mentioned happen to get on this motherfucking album. And I want to say, I ain't getting no production credit for this shit. You know what I'm saying? I think I should have got points off this shit because I put this together.
Shout out to Bishop. He co-wrote my bars. So
I didn't touch none of the bars. I listen. I did rap some of his bars in his last video, but you know what I'm saying. I won't take it. I don't take it because I'm a far better MC than Josie Mo. Y'all just haven't heard it yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaps and bounds above him and Kazi.
But you're into videos, right?
I'm all in videos. I've got my own OnlyFans too, so y'all can check it out.
You're an actor.
I am an actor.
You're a thespian.
One thing Josie ain't got no movie credits.
Y'all know
you're a thespian.
I wasn't welcome to Durham, but y'all know me and Bishop actually battled. Check that out on YouTube. Buttercream Jones versus Ichabod Soul Train.
Yes, we actually did battle.
We did have a battle. It was freaking hilarious.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Oh, look, ladies and gentlemen, one of our favorites, Josie Mo, man. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you. Thanks, me.
Welcome back. Welcome back anytime. Just just give us fair warning so we can all be prepared. Okay, so I can be prepared. So
we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
I'm just
Again.
saying.
We
Hey,
did good this year. We did good this
Yeah,
year.
We did great.
Last year,
Yeah.
not so much.
Well, they're tap dancing around the last time Josie Mo appeared on Straight to
What
Tape.
happened?
We're not going to go into it. It was just
Nah, yo, the people need to know.
that's
Max Headroom.
yo. All I have to say is that Katz was in there stuck, but it was a great interview. It was yeah.
Y'all can go to Straight to Tape on any of your podcasting platforms. It's not on video. It's one of our podcast audios, and scroll to last year when Josie Mo was on the show.
Yeah, and try to listen and
Close your eyes and listen.
determine at what point the show went completely off. Okay, all right. Anyway,
it was a beautiful decay. It was a
Oh, really?
the interview
Was
itself
it?
was great. The interview itself was great. So all I got to say, man, hey man, Josie, thank you again for coming on Straight to Tape, brother. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome at any time. Just keep your ass out of Plymouth, North Carolina.
Exactly. And keep us informed.
Yeah, what was you gonna say, Josie? Because
Pierre's microphone is doing
Thank y'all for having me. I'll definitely keep you guys informed because I need to get out as much exposure as I can on the racism, on the blatant disregard for civil rights. Like, let me leave y'all with a message. You don't got to get your ass beat or killed to get justice. You just got to be diligent and don't let them people get away with treating you like you don't have any rights. I definitely plan on standing up. I definitely plan on fighting for my rights. And I advise anybody who's ever been in a situation when the police are just trying to railroad you, stand up. You don't have to take it. Don't get killed, because I wasn't trying to get killed, but it's just as bad as what happened to somebody who would, because it would have just took me to buck one time. My life would have been over.
Right.
Yep.
I'm not gonna stand for it.
You were so smart in that situation. And a lot of people aren't like that.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, the Bull City bully himself, Josie Mo. Thanks, my brother.
All right.
Shout out to my man King, yo. I gotta race King. I gotta race his son King. He run a 4.3 right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's get that on video. Let's get it on video.
Yeah, look. Great show. Man, this has been beautiful. Yo, Tico.
Yes.
Do you have anything
good.
weird for us today?
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to jiggle your microphone cord too.
Jiggle
Pete.
it cord.
Now I can't hear your ass. It made it worse. Go ahead, Tico. Ladies and gentlemen, Tico's theater of the weird. You can hear your motherfucking ass now. Shut up.
Weird,
nigga.
Oh my God.
Hong Kong Fooey, number
Number
one
super
guy.
guy.
I say that to say this. In China right now, they're trying to ban a certain style of Kung Fu that has been practiced for many generations.
What style of kung fu is that?
I'm glad you asked.
Hold on, I gotta mute myself. I'm probably.
It is called the Iron Crotch style.
Iron crotch style?
Iron crotch style.
Yes. Iron Crotch style. It is. It's a
I just snorted.
Bishop over there crying and shit. Like literally crying.
his penis hit with a long object with an iron cap on it. The master is 65 years old. I need this style a long time. What it is a 2-meter cap on the end of a 6-foot pole.
Why is he mouthing it that way?
Like that.
Oh,
But you know, Tigo, it's the overdub, off
it.
track with
I hate
with,
it. I hate it.
with some
fucking
American
hate it here.
dude's voice.
Of course. But as we know, this style has been here for exactly about 300 years.
oh,
Now they're saying that this could get other people wanting to learn this style of Kung Fu and dangerous for the population of China.
mm.
So, what do you think?
We don't think shit, nigga.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you think, bro. Bishop over here crying, like literally
Yes,
sobbing
yes.
and shit.
Listen, hold
Crying
on.
and snotting and shit.
It's because he when he mouthed it, he did the overdub mouth. Yo, I don't know why that touched me. I don't know why that touched my soul. I got the giggles now.
It tickled.
My chest hurts. Someone. Praise Jesus. Oh God, I don't know why that shit was so funny to me. But
Because
it
he's
was.
ridiculous and you're ridiculous. So it is.
Oh shit.
Get us out of here, Keisha, please.
I'm all right. Okay,
Oh.
so my verse today is all about authenticity. And Bishop spoke a little bit about it earlier, and it spoke to exactly what I wanted to talk about today. The definition of authenticity is the quality of being genuine, being of undisputed origin, being actually and exactly what is claimed, being fully trustworthy. And I think in a lot of things today that are out of our control, that authenticity is missing. There's a lot of shit that's going on in politics today, shit that actually affects our lives today that doesn't necessarily have authenticity. But there's a lot of shit flying around in the streets that doesn't have it. But I challenge each one of you to be unapologetically authentic. Unapologetically authentic. Be exactly who you are. Represent exactly what you're about, and then those people that you encounter day to day will have the choice to deal with you or not.
Mhm.
And if you are yourself, then you will not care whether someone chooses not to deal with you, because you are who you are. So I want you to be who you are and trust who you are and exude who you are. And then you won't care if people choose to not deal with you or not. So authenticity is the word of the day.
Beautiful and well said, Key. Well said.
Also, the name of probably my favorite album by the Foreign Exchange, Authenticity. But yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Candy said, "Be real, motherfuckers."
Be real.
Absolutely.
Perfect sense. Perfect sense.
Like go ahead.
Yeah.
Continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, another great episode of Straight to Tape. Remember, you can catch Straight to Tape Sundays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Facebook and YouTube. Audio versions of Straight to Tape is available on your favorite podcasting platforms. Don't forget our social media platforms: Facebook, IG, Twitter, Straight to Tape. Like us, follow us, and especially share us.
Time to grow the community, guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
also make sure y'all tune into the Viewers' Choice Awards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
coming
mean,
up. That decision is coming up.
Yep, that's coming up on January 14th.
Yep.
We will keep everybody informed on the live stream. Yo, Rob.
Hey, yo.
Yo, man, do me a favor, show some love to the comment section.
I love the comment section. Thank you. All right. Nah, man. So shout out to the comment section, man. Y'all guys are really active today. Shout out to the big homie Don. Candy up in here. Be real, motherfuckers.
Be real, motherfuckers.
Be
The
real.
homie Sim Swells came through. Sim, thank you for coming through.
Send me.
Ethan, man, thanks for coming through, brother. And my man Jimmy. Also, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Say it right.
I'm sorry. Mr. J. Berkeley Gold the second. Thank you, sir.
Jay Burke.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sway Love, for coming through. The homie Karsten came through. Justin, man, you know what, bro?
Wait. Hold it, Rob. Hold it.
What?
We went a whole show.
With malice.
We're actually without malice because we didn't maliciously say what we normally say. The thing that gets us up every show.
Right.
Should we give him a pass this week, or should we,
No.
His co-host said
his comment. I mean, he started out the show like "fuck y'all" with malice. That was his first comment.
First comment that came through in the comment section was him.
So let's do it.
Yeah. That was the first comment.
Right. Okay.
Comments, let's go ahead and do it.
1, 2, 3.
Fuck
you,
Justin.
with malice.
you rat bastard.
Malice.
And I heard you was trying to, you know what I'm saying? I heard you was, you know what I'm saying, looking for me last week in parts unknown, bro.
Looking for me.
I heard you was looking for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm just playing.
You was looking for me, Holmes.
Continuing on, Quanta, thank you, baby. Nisi, Danielle, and my homie Champ, thank y'all for reacting and sharing the video. And as always, man, thank y'all for joining Straight to Tape and supporting your favorite podcast.
We love you.
If you really rock with us, man, continue to share these videos, man. Shit, when we go live, share it from your page, please. Thank you very much.
And not only when we go live, but look, when we replay these joints, on our pages, okay, or just go to the Straight to Tape page and just hey, I like this. Let me share with everybody else. Just go ahead and share it, okay? We, as Key said, we're trying to grow the community, okay?
Let's grow the community. It's time to grow the community.
We thank y'all for rocking with us, but at the same time, we're trying to turn others on. So help us
turn this mother out.
All right, that's enough.
Turn this mother.
All right. Okay.
So, Bishop, what should we expect on Intelligently Ratchet this week?
Other than awesome introduction.
I don't.
Evidently, nobody knows that Bishop is he just got back from the Little Durham play auditions of
with a little hat on his head.
He's Anabisi. He's playing the music,
Anabisi.
musical of Oz.
Oz the musical.
Turn his
Bring that ass here.
I want to say this. We had Jose Mo on the phone, and he said the same thing about Tito. So I want to say, if you're going to come to a podcast, I would like you to come to Intelligent Russia, because we are not only intelligent, but we are also Russia.
So are you Are you African? Are you
what is he? What are you?
Italian? I'm Italian up in that
Come to my friend.
It was a lot going on right there.
I will give you gold. I will give you gold to match your face. You cannot make bacon in a newspaper.
I will give you gold to match your face.
I will give you gold to match your face.
I will give you gold to match your face.
What? Yeah, was that African? Was that Arabic? Or was that the junk alien in Phantom Menace?
What?
I am both. I'm all three at the same time. This is the Wakandian accent.
Bye, Bishop.
It was a little more Arabic.
Next closing.
Let's wrap this up, man.
Move on, P. Right, the
Will
shit
do,
out.
will do, will do. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you join us next week for our year-end bender. You know, it's a year-end show. That's all it really is. But we want y'all to be with us and enjoy it. So for the comedian, Tigo the Gaia.
Yo, this holiday, I've seen a lot of homeless people walking around with cups of change. And I think to myself, I bet they could afford a house if they just stopped drinking money all the time.
For the quintessential hip hop mom, Keisha with a Y.
Again, I would like to petition for me to go first.
You should.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Duly noted. Duly noted.
Yeah,
Let's wrap this shit up, man. Come on.
And the motherfucker that's rushing us to get off the air, number one, Rob Maximus.
You motherfuckers are struggling. Yeah,
I mean, you got an appointment or something?
You know what I'm saying?
No, I just want to
we're
wrap
like
this shit
so
up.
far ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
I got
Hurry up. We still got another 9 minutes, Rob. Jesus Christ. Time
I
not.
have an appointment.
I mean, look, don't make me have Tico sing his version of the 12 days of Christmas, or is that 12 days of Facebook? Don't make me
Not
make
gonna
me have
happen.
him sing it.
Not
okay?
gonna
'Cause
happen.
I can do that. I can do that
Not
real
gonna
quick.
happen. Not gonna happen.
It happened
I'll
in real time, son.
remove your ass from the stream. That's what I'll do. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
yo, you're looking a little gray there. I feel like he was about to do. He had his trigger finger on
Yeah.
you.
You about to press
Rob, do your proper outro, bro. Do your proper outro.
Hey man, look, I'm out. Thank you. Love y'all.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
I'm
I'm glad. We had a whole 9 minutes. He gonna act this way. We got a whole 10 extra minutes. We got to kill. You gonna act the same way.
Laptop? He's never done that before. He closed the laptop on us.
And you know something?
And the Eagles about to play. Bye, baby.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen,
That smells good.
it's your man C. Perry Elisa II. As always, let's get active. Let's as he says, let's make sure we are authentic. Okay, and always remember, we are overseen by our man DP. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see y'all next week.